Ever since the redesign of the MacBook Pro in 2021, Apple's computers have become significantly more desirable in performance and overall what you get. And here, I have that MacBook Pro. How well has this machine held up over the past few years? Well, let's find out. Now, before we really get into the video, I'm just gonna go ahead and get right to the point. Yes, it's good, and I 100% recommend it if you're looking for a MacBook. So here it is, the 14-inch M1 MacBook Pro. And on first impressions, there are so many things they got right with this computer. This particular one I have with me is the base spec, with the M1 Pro, 16 gigabytes of RAM, and a 512 gigabyte SSD. Not bad. These specs are still really good in 2025. I kind of see this generation of the MacBook Pro as the live and learn era, if that makes sense. And what I mean by that is how Apple took everything that was wrong with the Mac's previous generation and essentially fixed everything mostly back to the way it should have been the whole time. I mean, they tried something new a little too early and essentially tried being as futuristic as they possibly could with their lineup of Macs, which is good innovation and all, but it seems like they got too caught up in the factor with the design that they essentially forgot what people really wanted. And with all the negative press, potentially dropping sales, they made a change back to what made the MacBook Pro so good to begin with. I've gotta say, I really like the design overhaul they took. The thin bezels around the screen, the keyboard area being powder-coated black to match the keys, and having the physical function keys back is another nice touch. Overall, very elegant. As no surprise to anyone, the I/O here is fantastic. Bringing back the MagSafe port with MagSafe 3, we also have two USB-C 4.0 ports and a headphone jack on the side, HDMI, another USB-C, and an SD card slot on the other side. It's especially fantastic a dongle isn't needed for removing pictures or videos off of an SD card, and plugging up to a monitor or TV via HDMI. Speaking of connectivity, this laptop can connect to two external displays up to 6K resolution at 60 Hz. Another thing that needs mentioning is the Mac's display. A gorgeous mini LED XDR display with promotion that gets super bright with a max brightness of 1600 nits and a resolution of 1324 by 1964. We can't forget about the lovely Magic Keyboard, which is great for daily computing and is especially nice when typing up long documents like the script for this video. And the speakers on this 14-inch laptop are pretty impressive. Take a listen. Now, I think we should take a look at how this laptop actually performs. As mentioned previously, this has the M1 Pro chip with the 8-core CPU and 10-core GPU. These did come with the optional M1 Max chip and 64 gigabytes of RAM if desired, but the cost is significantly more, even still on the used market. And honestly, the M1 Pro with 16 gigabytes of RAM is plenty for the overwhelming majority of people, and it's fine for me as well. And I've got to say, this 4-year-old CPU still holds up insanely well. Here's how it compares against other CPUs. Obviously, most of the newer Apple Silicon chips perform better, and absolutely smokes the highest spec i9 from the 2019 16-inch MacBook Pro. Applications like Photoshop, Premiere Pro, Final Cut Pro, etc. are just great. Editing videos such as this one and a few others on my channel have been flawless, with absolutely no stuttering playing back video in 4K, and encoding is surprisingly fast too. Same with Photoshop, no lagging when editing pictures or making graphics. Not only is this processor powerful, especially for the 14-inch form factor, they are crazy efficient, using about 36 watts of power, which is an insane ratio compared to its predecessor, the 16-inch MacBook Pro, with the i9 CPU drawing around double that. I was able to do all of this testing off of the battery at pretty much full performance. The fan hardly ramps up at all, staying quiet during all of my editing sessions, and incredibly, the bottom of the laptop is only warm to the touch. touch. No surprise that it can run these applications because this type of work was in mind when designing these Macs, but it's still good to mention. Lastly, the battery life is insanely good. Apple claims this Mac can get up to 17 hours of media playback and 11 hours of casual computing, which is really good for what you get and will last through most people's workflows. If you're wondering how much one of these costs, because I know you are, well, I've got good news. You can easily find one of these on eBay and back market for under $1,000, which is insane value for what you get. And so, the final verdict. Was it worth it? Absolutely. And if you're looking for a MacBook Pro with plenty of power, with a budget of $1K, then it doesn't get any better than this. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and thank you for sticking around until the end. If you have any suggestions on videos you would like to see me make, please leave me a comment down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and if you're feeling generous and would like to support what I do, feel free to become a member of this channel or support me on Patreon. So with that, I'll catch y'all in the next one.